Welcome to the Prairie Street Culinary Kitchen. I'm Chef Erica, and I'm happy to be back here in our new, beautiful outdoor South Florida location. Today, I'm excited because I'm working with my favorite meat, which is lamb. Today, we're making smoke and spice lamb meatballs and burgers using Prairie Street's ground lamb. But we're going a little extra with these today because we're going to smoke them instead of cooking them in the oven or on the grill or the broiler. Now, if you don't have a home smoker, of course, you can grill, you can broil, you could pan fry them, whatever you like. We have this really big smoker. This is the Rectech 2500. This is like the Maserati of smokers. It's like top of the line, amazing piece of technology and equipment. So thank you, Rectech, for this incredible smoker that I'm gonna use today. All right, let's get started. So I've got some ground lamb here. I'm gonna make the meatballs first, then I'll make the burger mixture. We're gonna get it all on the smoker. Then I'll show you a couple of easy sauces. So first of all, here is my ground lamb. This is fennel seed that I just lightly crushed. Fennel seed is one of my favorite spices. If you've watched other videos that I've done for Prairie Street, I've probably used it. This is some dried oregano. I was in Greece recently and I completely fell in love with oregano. It's an amazing herb. These are some capers that I just roughly chopped. That's gonna help to keep some moisture in there and also kind of season the meat from the inside because capers are briny and salty. I have some za'atar, one of my favorite things to work with. Za'atar is a spice blend from the Middle East. Some ground black pepper, a pinch of salt, but not too much salt because those capers are pretty salty. And then this is some chopped up scallions, parsley, and cilantro, just to add a little bit of green to that. So I'm gonna get in there with my gloves and just mix this up. Now, when you work with ground meat, here's the trick. Here's the key is don't overwork it. Mix it gently. If you overwork it, you're gonna get kind of a tighter, more like bound up meatball, meatloaf, burger. And that's not necessarily a good thing because it's gonna lose juiciness. It's gonna be a little bit tough. So you just kind of work it until everything is incorporated like that. And be gentle with this. You just fold in the spices and the herbs and the capers, basically, till you start to see that it's well combined. Just like this, and then I'm going to put these on a rack on a sheet tray. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want that smoke to circulate around the meat. I don't want to go flat on a sheet pan because then I won't get the smoke underneath. It's important to have good air circulation. So I'm going to take these and start making my meatballs. You could make them small and go sort of cocktail size, serve them for a party, or you can go like standard regulation meatball size. All right, so that's all of my ground lamb for my meatballs. I'm gonna get those sitting there on my rack. Now I'm gonna shift gears and I'm going to make our lamb burgers. Okay, so now I'm making our lamb burger. Now this one has a little simpler flavor profile. I have a little less going on because with a burger, it's kind of more about like the meat and the flavor of the meat and what you put on top versus a meatball, which I think is more about like really seasoning that meat because it's like the meatball wants to kind of make a statement on its own. So I have some more of our beautiful ground lamb here. In this one, I'm adding some fresh chopped thyme to that, some chopped rosemary, and this is some garlic that's been cooked in olive oil. It's a garlic confit or a roasted garlic. You could just use fresh chopped garlic also, but what you do with this is you just take garlic and you just cook it really gently in some oil. I'm just gonna add like one nice big, maybe 2 cloves of that. Then you also wind up with garlic oil, which is amazing. And then I'm going to add a good pinch of salt and again, some cracked black pepper to that. So now I'm gonna mix this one together. I have that roasted garlic, my salt, my pepper, rosemary, thyme. So this one has much more of like an Italian flavoring profile to it. And I'm gonna mix that up. Almost like a Roman flavor profile, really. The Romans love lamb and they love rosemary. And so this, to me, will be almost like a Roman lamb burger. I lived in Rome for a while and I ate a lot of really good lamb there. Just want to make sure that that garlic's really well incorporated. And same idea, don't overmix. Keep it loose when you're working with ground meat. Keep it loose. That will also give you better flavor because there will be air still incorporated in your meat, and that air is actually going to help you perceive the flavor better. It's science. Okay, I like my burger not too big. I'm going to go like that and get that on my rack. Now keep in mind when you're smoking, the more surface area you have, the smokier your food is gonna taste, right? It's obvious, makes sense. So if you like it really smoky, make your burger bigger and thinner so you'll just have more surface area for that burger. All right, now I'm gonna throw these on my smoker. It's a solid piece of equipment. Right in there. So I'm grabbing this grill by the horns, closing it up. This is like if I lay down next to it, I would be the same length as this grill. Wow, we could put a whole lamb in there. Okay, so my smoker is actually set to 225. That's very low temperature, but it's high enough to be safe to cook this meat. And I'm gonna cook them until the internal temp on that meat is around 150, 160. That's kind of a medium well for lamb. Now on the burger, I might cook it a little bit less because I like my burger to be more like a medium. It's gonna take between 30 and 45 minutes depending on the size of your meat. Now remember again, you can always do these in your grill, broiler, oven, however you want to do them, they just won't be smoky, obviously. Okay, now I'm gonna clean things up here a little bit and then I'll show you how to make the sauces. Okay, so the meat is ready to come out of the smoker. The internal temps were on the mark, and now I'm gonna take it out. Okay, let's open this baby up. And here we are. Looks really nice. Okay, now I'm gonna let these sit and rest for a few minutes. Remember that anytime you cook a protein, you let it rest for a little while before you serve it. Otherwise, when you cut into it, all your juices go flowing out onto your cutting board or your plate instead of where you want them in you. So we're gonna let these hang out for a minute. Let's make some sauces for these. The first sauce, which is for the meatballs, remember these had more of a Middle Eastern spice profile. We had the za'atar in there, the fennel seed. So this is some tahini right here, and I love tahini. And I'm just gonna squeeze some lemon juice into the tahini. And I'm going to add a little bit of ground cumin and ground coriander, two of my favorite spices, some chopped cilantro, and then a few pomegranate seeds, and I'll save a few of these also for garnishing the plate. Just gonna mix all that up. Okay, so that's the sauce for the lamb meatballs. And then for the burger, I have in my bowl here some mayo and some Dijon mustard. I have some lemon zest. The zest is just the colorful outer layer of your citrus. And I have some chopped parsley and scallions in that one. And again, I'm also gonna squeeze in a little more lemon juice into there. And in this one, I think I'll add a little black pepper too. And we'll mix that one up. Okay, so now let's get these plated. So I'm gonna take my plate here and take some of my tahini-based sauce, and we'll do a little spread of that in the bottom of my bowl. Just a little puddle of sauce there. And I'm gonna put a little lettuce with that on the side, and a couple of my nice lamb meatballs. And when I plate, I always go in threes because that's how I was taught, because odd numbers look better on plates. So 1 or 3, but never 2 or 4, like that. And a few more of those pomegranate seeds just to brighten that one up. And that looks delish. So these are my ground smoke and spice lamb meatballs. And then we'll do our burger. So I have my little burger set up. I've got some lettuce. I have a really nice bun, an oatmeal bun. And I love red onions on my burgers. So we'll do a little red onion on that one. We will put one of our nice little lamb burgers right on there. And some of our sauce for that one. You can put it on top, you could put it underneath on the bun. People have very strong ideas about where they want their condiments on their burgers, so it's up to you. It's your burger, you do what you want to do. And then we'll serve that on the side. Okay, and there we have it, our smoke and spice meatballs and lamb burgers using Prairie Street's incredibly delicious ground lamb. And I really cannot wait to try these because did I mention how much I love lamb? Yeah, I did, and I do. All right, so now the moment I'm gonna taste these. Of course, as I say all the time, I'm very excited about this, but let's try one of these lamb meatballs. Perfectly cooked. Get some of that sauce. You can really get the smoke on the surface of that. It's such a good contrast with that like kind of rich lamb flavor and then all the spices inside. That's really good. I'll talk to you in a minute. Now let's try this burger. That's a good burger, people. Drive it all over my face. Same, nice smoke on the outside, good savory flavor, nice and juicy. You can really taste all that stuff that I put inside. So, my friends, I implore you to try cooking with ground lamb because it's so delicious and it's a really nice variation from your standard ground beef. Make yourself some meatballs, make yourself some burgers, some little sliders. So thanks so much for joining me here today in the Prairie Street Culinary Kitchen. Now, remember that we post new content every Sunday on our YouTube channel. And if you check out our website, prairiestreet.co, you can, of course, see all the incredible meat products that we have on offer, and you can even see more content on there. So I'm Chef Erica. I'm happy to be here. I hope you're happy cooking with our products, and we'll see you again really soon.
Subscribe to our channel now and set your notifications so you don't miss our latest recipes and chef-led tutorials. Then head over to prairiestreet.co to shop for your next big meal.